Hi, good morning, everyone. WaywardCityGames.com. Today I'm joined by Jeff.
Hey, what am I looking at here?
You're looking at a combination of two separate decks that I shuffled together, and I've been getting very surprisingly positive results with. This is going to be a combination of MagnamonX Antibody and Gabubond Bond of Friendship.
What an interesting combination. I haven't played Gabubond since Wales.
Yeah, Gabubond is something I wanted to try to build in this format, and originally I was looking at doing it with the new red-blue tamer and playing a lot of red options to just make it more aggressive. However, this deck, I kind of just built it for fun, and it's been doing very well for me, and I just think I wanted to share it with everybody. So we're going to start off on the top end. Obviously, we got our 4 Gabubond and our 4 MagnamonX Antibody. MagnamonX Antibody, being a 6, you can digivolve into your Bond of Friendship on top of it, so it's very easy to use in this deck. In addition to that, it's just a better blocker, and it's just got better armor purge. It adds cards to your security. Being a Bond deck, you often trash your own security, so just having that to extend the game lets you get into a second Gabubond without just severely punishing yourself. So, skipping level 5s, because we don't need them.
You don't play 5s?
Straight into our level 4s. And I'll show you why we don't need them. We got our 4 Magnamon, 4 Halzamon, and 4 Submarimon. Looks very weird, I know.
Armor purge, huh?
These are the only armors that can go on blue without it being a specific Digimon. Being a Gabubond deck, we have to focus on the Gabumons on the rookies. So we're going to be playing anything that can go on blue for our 4s, and we're doing purges. That way we can get into our MagnamonX Antibody. MagnamonX Antibody can go directly on top of Magnamon for a cost of 4, which is a lot, but it's really worth it. And then using Awakening of the Golden Knight, we can put him on top of any of our Armor Form level 4s. So as long as it's an Armor Form level 4 and it's blue, we can play it, and unfortunately those are our only 3 options. The utility that Halzamon and Submarimon have on their own, it's nice, it's helpful, but it's not game-changing. You don't use it that often. And obviously our one of Lobo for game. You
Lobo for game, right?
You gotta have it, especially in a deck focused on tamers. So now that we've talked about every level other than it, we'll get into our level 3s. We got our Gabumons made specifically for Bond. Extra attack when Bond and the extra memory when playing mats both come very much in handy.
That card is terrifying with the Gabubond.
It really is. You're playing against Gabubond, you see that in the raising area. Even if you don't know what you're playing against, you know, and you know it's coming. You're on a timer. Then we got our on play to draw 1 Gabumon, just another good option for Gabumon in name, and you know it's a good turn 1, turn 2 just to help you draw. Then we'll have our EX1 Gabumon. When attacking inheritable, helps you search for cards, more Gabumons, your Bond of Friendships, or your Tamers. And then I'm playing 2 Madoki Betamons just for the memory denial. You could play another Gabumon in the spot, or just change your ratios altogether, but the Madoki Betamon is very nice and helpful, especially, you know, if you go into Halzamon on top of it and it ends up purging back into Madoki Betamon. They can attack it and kill it if it's suspended, but that forces them to do something about it, and it
before they gain the memory.
Right, and it just can apply pressure and stop memory gain, so it's very helpful for that. Then we're going to get into our tamers. Obviously, we're going to have our 4 of Matt.
You sure you don't play 5?
I've seen the memes. I know better. 2 Davis. Davis is just the best blue memory setter pretty much ever, and probably will be for a while. It can only search out blue for this deck, but the consistency that it provides is just so needed, and being at 3 can be very helpful in this deck. Then getting into options, the Awakening of the Golden Knight we talked about. Security effect adds a Magnamon or MagnamonX Antibody to hand and itself. Very consistent, so we only need to run it at 3. And it helps you recycle the MagnamonX Antibodies or the Magnamons as needed. And it allows you to go any of your armors into a MagnamonX Antibody without paying its cost for only 3 for the option.
Broken card.
And it can't be DP reduced, which gets around Flame Hell Scythe. It gets around Wyvern's Breath especially. Then blue memory boost, again, searching the cards, very important in this deck. Everything in this deck is a blue Digimon that we're looking for.
Even your level 7's blue, huh? I forgot about that.
Even the level 7, even the Magna himself, all blue, and the gain 2 memory comes very much in nice. So since we're talking about gaining memory, we got our 2 Howling boosts to go with that. I'm doing a 2 and 2. You could kind of mix these around a little bit. Howling Boost has the same delay effect, gain 2 memory, but with Gabubond being the deck that it's always been, you need to have a little bit of stall tactic. Magna himself is a huge stall tactic. He can just block all day and then recover. But those 2 Howling Boosts, they definitely come in handy a lot. Or if you're trying to push for a game, you can try to lock down their blockers with them. So definitely comes in handy. Our last 2 slots are going to be our obvious one of Ice Wall.
Ice Wall, what a great card.
You got to stall for time.
Yeah.
And the security effect gain 2 memory saves a lot of gains. So on the lines of security gain 2 memory, we got our one of Hammer Spark.
Only a one of Hammer Spark.
It's not a lot of room for much else. It's really just a flex spot. You can put a lot of different things in this slot here, but there are times where, you're just 1 memory short, or like even a boost isn't enough sometimes. You'll be at 3 with your Tamer, but you're trying to do, Awaken into your 7 into Gabubond and still get attacks, which I've had situations where, I need to do that. And crack a boost, drop a Hammer Spark, it'll let you go from your Magnamon block or your Halzamon that you're bringing out of Raising or whatever that case may be into a Magna into a Gabumon. Because Gabumon deletes himself when digivolving from the mat effect.
Yeah.
But he does not if he's going just on top of a level 6.
Oh, man.
So keeping him around is just a huge threat a lot of the time.
Just a big level 7 with a scary when attacking effect. And it's neat is that inheritable of that level 3 Gabumon, right? If that's in the stack of your MagnamonX antibody with the Gabubond, it's just there.
Very common do I get a stack where it's this Gabumon coming out of Raising, turn 1, turn 2, whatever. I'm sorry, first or second egg. Going into a Magnamon just to try to get a blocker install. It ends up becoming an X antibody because it's just a better version of Magnamon, and it can just stall the game so long. And then I finally draw my Bond of Friendship, or I haven't had a mat, or whatever the case may be. Then you can just go into it and have a really big threat on board, and if it has this inheritable, it's just the gravy. So all right, well, we'll get the deck laid out. All right, so here's the deck list laid out. I know it was a pretty quick deck list to go through, but honestly, it's pretty straightforward. It's just so simple, but so surprising how effective it can be, because you're using your Armor Rush with your Magna blockers and your MagnaX antibody with the blocker and recovery, and just stalling and putting on pressure with the MagnaX antibody. You can attack with it. Even if it dies, you get the security. If not, it stays around as better blocker, and then it just purges into a Magna. They got to delete it another 2 times to get rid of it. So you apply a lot of pressure early until you can set up your bond, and then it's really easy to just go, 1 or 2 Gabubonds and just close out the games. So that's the deck list.
This is really more than just 2 decks shuffled together, you fool. Nice try tricking us.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you take Gabubond and Armor Rush, and you shuffle them together and change the armor purge level 4s into what you can use. This is actually partially inspired once I built Gabubond Eosmon, if you remember that.
What a great deck.
That was another day of shuffling Gabubond and another deck together and getting surprising results. So I think Gabubond being just a 3-card combo is not that hard to abuse in a lot of different engines. But anyway, here's the deck. Hope everyone enjoyed it.